It was 5 a.m. when agents from several federal agencies suited up and briefed on their illegal migrant criminal targets for the day. The Post joined ICE agents for a recent ride-along as they took to the streets to assist in President Trump's mass deportation effort.
It is a bright and early 3:40 a.m. here in Houston, Texas. We are heading to Immigration and Customs Enforcement's office here. They have a few targets lined up that they're planning to get, some illegal migrants. We're gonna head over there and see what's going on.
For hours, agents from several different federal agencies, including the FBI, the Diplomatic Service with State Department, and Homeland Security investigations, waited outside a Houston apartment complex where a known member of Tren de Aragua was believed to have taken refuge after fleeing the scene of a recent murder. The agents had an arrest warrant from authorities in Dallas and wanted to get the target when he was not in his element, which could potentially put agents at risk if he had easy access to any weapons. He was observed early that morning walking a dog and hours later walked out of the apartment building, again, only to know freedom for mere seconds before he was caught by surprise by an ICE officer, followed by several other feds. The officers ran up behind the baby-faced gangbanger, who was making his way through the courtyard to a nearby building in the same apartment complex.
The Tren de Aragua member who was suspected of murder in Dallas, and there's a warrant for him out of Dallas. That's a huge win for us. That's an alleged murder that we're getting out of the community and off the streets here in Houston, so he cannot reoffend and further victimize other folks in the community. But this is something we do every single day here in Houston, targeted enforcement operations. So we identify our targets, we do our background investigations, we do our surveillance, everything we need to do so that when we leave this building, we know exactly who we're going after out there in the streets. We don't do anything indiscriminately. We're not going to areas and doing area control or anything like that. This is all targeted. When we leave, we know who we're going after, and that's the target, and that's who we're looking for. So we're not sweeping areas or anything. We're certainly not sweeping schools, hospitals, churches, anything like that. The policy's been rescinded as far as sensitive locations, but we're still working smart. We're still doing our job and applying common sense. We're not looking to go into any of those areas. That's why we do the surveillance. That's why we do all of the research, the background checks, to try and find a safe place or the safest place to effect that arrest. If we've got a particularly egregious criminal and they were in one of those locations and that's the only place we could find them, then we would certainly coordinate with that location to try and get them turned over. We're not going to just come unannounced to a school or to a church or to a hospital and start running through there looking for folks. That's not how we conduct business. It never has been the way we conduct business. So we will try and look for the safest location and the best location to make those arrests wherever we can.
Can I at least let my family know?
You will. Can get the vehicle?
Yes, that's my girlfriend can get the vehicle. Okay. Only thing I've been arrested was speeding. I've never been arrested.
I just want to say thank you for coming out here actually and taking the time to see what we do and how we do it. We appreciate the support, and we appreciate the opportunity to get the message out to the community about what we're doing and how we're doing it. I think there's a lot of misinformation about what we do and how we do it, and I think if people truly see what our officers are doing day to day and how they're doing it, I think we see a lot of support for what we do. Our officers live in these communities. They raise their families in these communities. We're not looking to go out there and terrorize communities. We're looking to go out there and enhance public safety, make these safe communities where we can all raise our kids and feel comfortable doing so. It's a lot of great work done by a lot of officers here on the ground every single day, and I can't thank them enough for what they do. And I hope that gets out to the public and hope they can see the positive impact that we're having in the communities. I go back to the numbers from last year, and we removed, I believe it was around 15,000 folks, just the Houston office removed from the United States last year, with, I believe, a little over 50% of those being criminals. That's a huge number of criminals that are no longer in our communities here in Houston. So I always like to share with my officers, just think about how many crimes you prevented. You can't measure it because it didn't happen. But when you remove 7,000, 8,000 criminals out of the community in a year, I guarantee you there's a lot of folks out there, potential victims, that didn't get victimized because of the work that my folks do every single day. And that's what I'm proud of, and I hope they're proud of every day as well.